welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie, and in this video I'm gonna do something a little bit different for the channel. So a couple of weeks back I did a video that did quite well. It was reacting to my husband's top 10 movies. So he basically put all of his top 10 movies in a bag, the physical media copy, and then I kind of pulled them out one by one and kind of reacted to them. So I just had a lot of fun kind of doing that kind of video because it just kind of breaks up, I guess, the kind of hauls and that kind of thing on the channel. So for this video I decided to get him to guess what my top 10 movies are, and I think he actually said he's after picking out 11 films and he's after putting them in this bag here. So if I can lift it up. So we have it in this lovely Dunnes bag, and yeah, he's put 11 movies in here that he thinks are part of my top 10. And yeah, so I'm kind of gonna, I guess, see how many did he get right, and at the end of the video then I will I'll actually reveal what my actual top 10 is. And yeah, I know it is so hard to actually pick your top 10. So this is, I suppose it's going to be my top 10 as of kind of now and kind of how I'm feeling right now. Sometimes a couple of titles might kind of go in and out of my top 10, and there are some that are just, you know, that have been there and they have had their secure kind of place for quite some time, and then there's another couple, it was the last couple trying to fill the gaps, and trying to think which one would go in there was hard. But there's always just kind of films that I'm just drawn back to kind of time and time again that I would just kind of consider to be my favorite films. Again, just to preface this by saying I'm not saying these are the greatest films of all time, but they're just my own personal top 10. So I'm kind of interested to see what movies my husband picked and what ones he thinks are in my top 10. I know there's probably a few that he's going to guess like 100%. I mean, like, there's some kind of signs around this is my movie room, or in the kind of movie room that like you just can't avoid. But then there's probably going to be another few that, like, you know, he's probably not going to necessarily know just because they're not movies we've watched together. We do watch a lot of films together, but he is more of a casual kind of movie viewer as opposed to me. I'm kind of very much obviously kind of very much into my film, and I like kind of exploring film kind of more in depth, whereas he kind of views film more as just like a pure entertainment. So there's a lot of films that I watch that he doesn't watch with me that wouldn't really be of interest to him. So yeah, it'll be just kind of interesting to see how much he's kind of been paying attention, and which ones he kind of thinks are in my top 10. We were out the other night and we were talking about the video, and he was like there's one movie I can't find, and he was like, it's a Christmas movie, and I was like, hold on now, there's no Christmas movies in my top 10 of all time. And he's like, oh well, I have 2 Christmas movies in my list. And I was like, you put 2 Christmas movies in my top 10? So I was like, immediately that's wrong. Because like, as much as I love Christmas movies, there's definitely not 2 Christmas movies in my top 10. But I was like, you know what, just leave them in there, and like, if anything, it might be a bit of a laugh. Maybe he's trying to stitch me up, I don't know, we'll find out. But I think he might have removed one of them. But yeah, definitely if you're putting Christmas films in it, you're on the wrong track. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it'll be just a little bit of a light-hearted video, and just a bit of fun to see how much does he actually know me. And then yeah, stay tuned to the end for my actual top 10 reveal as well. So yeah, I'm just going to get stuck into the bag and go through them one by one. So I'm just literally going to pick them from the top. Okay, yeah, so he definitely knows me. So the first movie is Midnight Cowboy, and he picked the Criterion version as well, which is absolutely perfect. So yeah, this is a movie, to be honest, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know I love Midnight Cowboy. I have my Midnight Cowboy picture right here. It is in my top 4, I would say, movies of all time. I just absolutely adore this film, the characters, performances, obviously Jon Voight, Dustin Hoffman, just absolutely incredible. So I've talked about this movie a good bit, I think, on my channel, so it doesn't need too much kind of discussion. But yeah, Midnight Cowboy, I just don't think, if you know me, and especially if you live with me, you cannot avoid that this movie is just so important to me. So glad he got this one, Midnight Cowboy. Okay, then we're going back in. So this time, okay, okay, so we're kind of on the right track. So the next film he picked out is The Exorcist 3. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he probably meant to put Exorcist 1. I love The Exorcist 3. I absolutely love it. This is a new version that I picked up from Arrow in a sale about a month ago. I need to give this one a rewatch, but yeah, I absolutely love Exorcist 3. It's not in my top 10. Definitely the first one is like, it's no spoiler to say that it's definitely in my top 10, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I imagine that he just thinks that this is The Exorcist and maybe didn't realize that this is the third one. So for, you know, just for all intents and purposes, I'm going to assume that that's what he was doing and that he didn't mean to put the third one in. But yeah, both of them, Exorcist 3 for me, Exorcist 2 as well, and Exorcist 1 of course is just an absolutely classic film. It is my favourite film of all time. But I love the two sequels, the original two sequels, for different reasons and in different ways. But yeah, Exorcist 1, I presume, is what he meant to say. But yeah, 100% in my top 10. Okay, so we're going back into the bag. And okay, yeah, this is another fantastic pick, and one again I can definitely say is definitely on my top 10. And it is just the incredible Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Yeah, again, just another film. Like, I feel like if you kind of know me in any way, shape or form, you know how much I love this film and just how much I kind of rewatch this film. This is such a treat for me to rewatch. It's just a film that I love. Just watching with the lights off, really quiet, wine in hand, and just absolutely kind of getting lost in this film. I just think it's just such a feat of cinema. And again, the performances, Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, Scatman Crothers, just like, I mean, it's just absolutely breathtaking every single time. I've been watching this film since I was a child, really. I've seen it so many times over the years, and just every time I watch it, it still has the same impact on me. Just an absolutely phenomenal film, and I just don't see this film ever kind of leaving my top 10, to be honest. It's just such a staple in my life, and yeah, it, you know, I don't think The Shining will be going anywhere anytime soon. And then next we have another Blu-ray. Okay, and this time we have another absolutely incredible film that I just adore, and it is Titanic. Again, just another one that I just watch so much. Like, I watch this film, definitely watch it once a year. I'm really sorry, I keep scratching my face. I definitely have cat hair on my face and I can't get it off. So if I'm scratching, I do apologize. Yeah, a film I watch so much. As I said, definitely watch this once a year. And I did go back to the cinema to see it for, would have been 25 years. Yeah, I think it would have been the 25th anniversary that I went back to the cinema to see it, and just every time, like, it just has such an impact on me. Of course it makes me cry at multiple kind of intervals throughout the film. The score for me is just, like, the score is kind of just a staple in my life, to be honest with you. Like, the James Horner score, I've had it kind of on various kind of formats throughout my whole life. I had it on cassette when I was really young. I've had CDs, I've had kind of a couple of different CD versions, and of course I have a vinyl now as well. So that soundtrack has kind of been with me as long as I can remember, and it just does something for me, and it's a really, really important film in my life. And yeah, I just adore this film, and it's just another film that yeah, that I'll kind of just be rewatching forever, and I'll kind of never get sick of this film. So a fantastic pick, Titanic. So the next, I think the next one is number 5. And we have, okay, another absolutely solid pick, and another one, again, if you know me, I'm just a huge fan of this film, and it is Casper. A lot of these films, I think I've talked about them on, probably on my favourite movie from every genre video, and this one I picked as my favourite kind of family film. Just another film that has been with me since my childhood, that I've watched over and over again, and just has like a really kind of special place in my heart. And again, I think the music, it's another James Horner score. The music just kind of speaks to me, and it just resonates with me. And Yeah, it's just another just really important film kind of in my life, and another one I just kind of return to over and over again. There's just something so magical about this film to me. About the setting, the performances, again the music, and just the character of Casper itself, or himself I should say. But yeah, this film is just again another really special one. So yeah, you cannot go wrong with Casper. I absolutely love this film. Then film number 6, we have, okay, yeah, absolutely perfect. Another, like, just another all-time favorite of mine, and I'm so glad that he's picking these. So the next one is the absolutely incredible Rosemary's Baby. I don't think I've actually spoken about this film on my channel all that much, but this is just spoiler alert, this is 100% in my top 10 films of all time. This is probably in my top, maybe my top 5 or 6 films of all time. And it's probably like definitely in the last 5 years, like I say, this could be one of my most rewatched films. I do like go so far as to say this is like a comfort film for me at this point. I know it's kind of like a weird film to have as your comfort movie, but I just don't, there's something about this film, like I can watch this any time of day, anywhere, and it just, I'm just absolutely captivated by every moment. And there's like something so familiar about the setting and the characters, and like even the kind of neighbors who are very kind of sinister. There's something about their characters that I just find so kind of endearing and wacky and fun and kind of crazy. And yeah, I think even just the setting, the apartment, just the whole story, you know, and the way the whole story kind of plays out, to me it's a film I can just watch over and over and over again, and it never ever bores me. It just entertains me so much, and I think every time I watch it I just feel like I love it a little bit more. Just an absolutely incredible film, full of so much like dread and suspense. And it's one of these kind of films as well that it's weird that I'm kind of even saying it's a comfort film, because there is such feelings of like discomfort in this film, where we kind of know that Rosemary is right, and she's having all these kind of suspicions, but like everyone's kind of gaslighting her, and everyone is kind of trying to make her think that she's like a bit crazy. And like we know that she is right, and that what is happening to her is real. And you know, it's just one of these frustrating things when just no one will listen and no one will actually pay attention. And there's always someone or like another force kind of fighting against you, no matter what you try to do. Again, I have to just shout out the music in this film as well, for just creating again just this kind of sense of like unease and kind of discomfort, and but then also kind of comfort and kind of soothing at some points. Like at the start there's kind of this lullaby kind of playing, and then the music kind of changes, and yeah, it just makes you kind of feel a bit icky. And then the imagery in this as well is just, oh my god, there's a kind of a scene where we I guess I'm trying to like say it without spoiling anything if you haven't seen it, but where essentially Rosemary has an encounter with the devil, and there's so much kind of imagery that comes about in it, and it's all like, obviously because it's from the 60s, it's all kind of practically done. It's all just kind of filmed that way. There's no like effects or anything like that, and it's just incredible. Like it's just so well done. And yeah, it's just the reason why I love kind of older films. I love 60s films, 70s films, because they just know how to do horror. They just know how to do dread and fear, and yeah, they just really know how to kind of get under your skin. And this film, you know, no matter how many times I see it, it does that every single time. And it is just another absolute staple in my life. I just wouldn't be anywhere without this film. I just think it's absolutely magnificent. So yeah, definitely a fantastic pick, and 100% on my top 10 as well. So then moving on to the next film, we have another Blu-ray. Okay. Okay, this is the first film that, yeah, I can categorically say that as much as I love this film, it's not on my top 10, but I do love it. I know I love it. I kind of from kind of watching some other people's videos in the past, I know I probably love it a lot more than some people, but it's not in my top 10, and the film is Avatar. But yeah, I do absolutely love Avatar. Again, I have to just keep going back to music all the time. I think the music in this film is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm massively into the imagery in this film, and I just think the story is great. I just love a really kind of basic story done really, really well. Maybe some people kind of prefer maybe a more complex kind of story, but I love the story of Avatar. Like, I know you kind of get those kind of people who are now saying that it's, you know, problematic and kind of like kind of colonial sort of kind of subject matter and that kind of thing, but like I just kind of enjoy it for what it is. It's, you know, it is really, it is that kind of story of like you know, it's like basically like the Pocahontas story, really. You know, the people coming over basically to look for the new world, and you know, we kind of meet the locals and kind of learn to kind of love them and respect them, and you know, kind of respect their kind of way of life. And it's a very kind of basic kind of story, but I just think with the visuals and the kind of science fiction kind of element to it, and yeah, the acting is great, the music, again, everything I just think is fantastic about it. And again, I think I'm probably, I don't know, like I don't feel like a lot of people kind of really kind of rated the second one. I think the second one was absolutely fantastic as well. Again, I just love the visuals of it. But yeah, again, like the Avatar franchise, I don't think it's there to kind of be a very complex kind of story, or, you know, have a lot of twists and turns. It's there to be, again, a basic story, just told beautifully well with just incredible visuals, and like it's basically like a feast for the eyes kind of thing. And you know, if you're into that thing, then great, Avatar will be definitely up your street. But if not, then that's fine too. But I just so happen to really enjoy it, and I just like that it is, although as I said, it's kind of has, you know, it's kind of inspirations in kind of older stories. I do think it's an original concept in that you know, the kind of world that James Cameron creates and the characters that he creates. And I do like to see that kind of filmmaking that is original. And yeah, I have to say I just really enjoy it, and I really enjoyed the second one as well. So yeah, Avatar, like, while it's not in my top 10, it's just one I will, again, I'll come back to it and I'll enjoy it. And yeah, I just have a good time with it when I watch it, and I kind of don't take it too seriously, but still a really, really good film in my opinion. So moving on to the next title in the bag. And okay, we have another absolutely fantastic pick. Yeah, I'd say 15 years ago, this probably definitely would have been in my top 10. I don't think it's in my top 10 now. I just feel like I've seen too many kind of great movies since then, but it's definitely just like an all-time kind of favorite of mine, and one that I will revisit over and over again. And it is The Incredible Beetlejuice. Like, who doesn't love the original Beetlejuice? Another film that I've been watching literally since I was a child. I used to like rent this film all the time, and then I think this is my original DVD copy that I got like years and years and years ago. And yeah, this is just such an entertaining film, such a funny film. The characters, the performances, the kind of, again, the kind of world that Tim Burton creates in this film is just absolutely fantastic to watch. And all the kind of crazy characters that we meet throughout the film, they're just absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it is just such a staple, and it's just such a treat kind of to watch it. I haven't watched this film, it's definitely been a year and a half or maybe a little bit more since I've seen it, but I feel like every time I watch it, it's just such a treat, and I just look forward to it, and I just absolutely lap up every second of this film because it is just so much fun. And yeah, especially I think kind of growing up, I always kind of resonated a lot with the Winona Ryder character, because she's just kind of a little bit different, and she kind of did her own thing, and she kind of dressed how she wanted. And you know, I just think she's just such a kind of cool character to kind of I guess to kind of emulate when you're growing up, because you know, she's cool and she's different and all that kind of thing. And yeah, just all the characters in this are so much fun and just so well written. Yeah, I mean the music as well. I mean, the music needs absolutely no introduction. It's just fantastic. So, yeah, I definitely don't begrudge my husband for putting this one in the mix. As I said, it's not in my top 10, but definitely kind of an all-time favorite kind of rewatch for me. So, yeah, the original Beetlejuice, you just cannot go wrong with this film. So we've just done 8, so I think he said he put 11 in here, so I have 3 more left. Then the next pick we have, okay, here's the Christmas movie. He's stitching me right up now with this film. So the film that he picked, that this film is supposed to be, is apparently in my top 10 films of all time. And it is The Holiday. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love this film at Christmas. Like, I watch this film every single Christmas. Bottle of wine, bit of chocolate, you know, cheese and crackers. Absolutely fantastic time. Is this film in my top 10 films of all time? Now, come on. Come on. Yeah, look, it's a very good film, but there's no way this is kind of going anywhere near like The Exorcist or anything for me. This is kind of just like a fun kind of Christmas comfort movie watch. I actually do have to say though, I definitely think Nancy Meyers kind of doesn't get as much kind of respect in like the film community as she probably should. I know obviously a lot of women love her films, and she makes really good films for women, and I just don't think that's anything to be sniffed at. I think in the kind of greater kind of film community, you know, here on YouTube and everything like that, I just never hear her kind of being kind of hyped up, and she's an excellent filmmaker. And I think if you look at, I guess, filmmakers that kind of create worlds, like obviously like I just talked about Tim Burton, like he creates this incredible world in Beetlejuice. Like I feel like kind of Nancy Meyers kind of does that, but just kind of for women. She creates these kind of beautiful like homes and settings and everything that just women just love, and I just think they're absolutely gorgeous to watch as well. She's done lots of great films, this being one. It's Complicated is one I really like. As Good as It Gets, or Not As Good as It Gets, sorry, what's the other one with Jack Nicholson? Something's Gotta Give, and yeah, The Intern I think is a really good one as well from her. So yeah, she's made like a lot of good films, and yeah, just doesn't really get a lot of credit, I think, maybe because her films are kind of more traditionally thought of as like chick flicks, but I think her films are really, really good and I really enjoy them. But yeah, The Holiday, Christmas staple for me, I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoy it. I like the story, I like the performances, I like the score from Hans Zimmer. It's just an all-round kind of Christmas film, and like an easy kind of comforting Christmas watch. So yeah, I know maybe other people might have different opinions on that, but yeah, it's one I really enjoy. But yeah, this is definitely not in my top 10 films of all time, but still a really, really good rewatchable film. So then moving on to number 10, I think. And we have, yeah, absolutely perfect. Another one that I can wholeheartedly confirm is in my top 10 of all time. And it is Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. So yeah, this is the second Stanley Kubrick film. I just love my Kubrick films. I just think he is just a visionary, and I love how all his films are so different. This, I think, being my favorite. This is just an absolutely like mesmerizing film to me. Yeah, I've spoken about Clockwork Orange a little bit before, again in my kind of favorite movie from each genre video. Yeah, I picked this one as my favorite science fiction because technically there is science fiction elements in it, but yeah, just from start to finish, I just think this is like just an absolute like tour de force of visuals, music, incredible performances. Malcolm McDowell is, he's just something else in this film, just absolutely sensational. The visuals in it, I mean, I could just go on and on and on about this film. I just think it is absolutely incredible. I just think the Beethoven music as well, and there's a couple of other pieces of score that kind of run through the film, and it is really like a visual kind of symphony of a film. I just think it's absolutely sensational, and I don't know if I mentioned before, but I just feel like even though this is from 71, I think the year was, I just feel like you can't kind of date this film. I just feel like this film it kind of sits in this weird place where it doesn't necessarily feel like the 70s. It kind of feels futuristic, but you can't kind of place where it would actually lie in history. Yeah, it's just, he sort of just creates this sort of dystopia that, again, you can't really kind of put it in any kind of place or time, and I just absolutely love it. Yeah, there's just nothing about this film I don't love. I just remember the first time watching this and just literally being like, where has this film been my whole life? I just absolutely adore everything about this film. So of course this is absolutely has to be in my top 10 films of all time. I just absolutely love it, and again, I just feel like anyone that kind of knows me just knows how much I love this film, and that it has to be in my top 10. So yeah, A Clockwork Orange, just absolutely incredible. And then for the final pick, so this is number 11 for my top 10. We have one more DVD, I think. And we have, okay, this is a great pick. Yes, so we have the absolutely incredible Rain Man. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to pick this one, actually. I absolutely love this film. Again, I just feel like if you know me at this point, you know I absolutely love Dustin Hoffman, and he is my favourite actor of all time. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of films of his that could easily go on a top 10 that unfortunately just won't fit on a top 10, but he's just been in so many absolutely incredible movies, and this performance of his is just, it's just off the charts good. Like, it's just absolutely sensational. Absolutely love the story, and again, I think this is definitely a film that I can kind of rewatch over and over and over again, and I just find it so captivating. And again, I just love the performances, even from Tom Cruise. I think Tom Cruise is just incredible in it. I know, because obviously Dustin Hoffman won Best Actor for this performance. I do think Tom Cruise's performance doesn't get the credit that it deserves, but it is truly phenomenal. I think just the pair of them just work so well together in this film. Yeah, just an absolutely incredible film. I will say it's not on my top 10 films of all time. So I wouldn't even know where to put it. It's definitely up there for me in terms of films I love, but it wouldn't kind of be in the top 10. But I do appreciate this pick, because it's one that he probably sees me watching it a lot, so he probably kind of thought to put it in my top 10. But yeah, it's just a fantastic film all the same. So yeah, Rain Man is his final pick. So these are the 11 films that he picked to be my top 10. So I have to say, he did a really good job. He actually told me he's just gone out to play bridge now, but he did tell me that a couple of them he threw in for the entertainment value, and I got a little bit worried, but no, I think he did take the assignment very seriously, and he did a really good job. So yeah, a pretty good effort, I have to say. So yeah, I am going to just actually go and grab probably the other titles now that will be actually in my top 10, and I will just kind of quickly run through, basically just kind of run through my top 10. I'll just kind of quickly show you any of the ones that he did get right, and then I'll just show you the other couple of ones that he didn't pick as well, and kind of show you what my top 10 is. So yeah, I just grabbed the other titles. So he actually got 5 correct, and I think there's a couple there that I nearly just kind of give him the point, because they're probably, you know, in my top 15. Like, I have to say, these are 2 that didn't make it, but I mean, Casper and Titanic, I mean, these 2 films, like, they're definitely like in my top 15 films. So he was really close with those, so I'd nearly kind of want to give him the credit for those. But I'll just run through the 5 that he got right, and then I'll show the other 5 then that are actually in my proper top 10. So of course we have Midnight Cowboy, no surprise, 100% in my top 10. We have Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. We have Rosemary's Baby, absolutely love that film. We have another Stanley Kubrick, Clockwork Orange. And then we have what I presume he actually did mean, not The Exorcist 3. We have The Exorcist, the original, and The Best, absolutely fantastic film. So then the other 5 that would be in my top 10, a couple of these I have talked about on my channel before, so I'm not going to kind of go on about them too much. But the next one I would consider to be in my top 10. It's one, I kind of talked about it in, I talked about it in my video of I guess films that made me fall in love with film, and this was probably like, you know, a very early kind of favorite film for me. It was my favorite film for years and years, but I have to kind of just keep it a place in my top 10 because it genuinely does mean so much to me, and I still love it to this day. And that film is Mean Creek from the director Jacob Aaron Estes. I know a few people in the community have actually been picking up this one lately and kind of checking it out, and it's just making me so happy that people have been watching it and enjoying it. I know Roy from Blue Roy Movies, he watched this one and he gave it a really good rating, and that just makes me so happy that people are watching it and enjoying it. Yeah, just I did already kind of go into a good bit about this film in the previous video, but yeah, this has to be in my top 10. It just, again, it just means so much to me, and it just takes me back to my teenage years. And yeah, it's just one of these kind of seminal kind of films in my life, and especially kind of in my younger years. And it's just one I just kind of, again, it just has a very special place in my heart. So Mean Creek is the next one. Then next we have another one I've talked about like ad nauseum on my channel, and people are probably sick of me talking about this film, but I talk about it so much just because I just love it so much. And it is this one, Dustin Hoffman in Straight Time, incredible 70s crime thriller. The more I watch it, just the more I absolutely fall in love with this film. And I just think one of Dustin Hoffman's most incredible and underrated performances. Everything about the story as well, I just love it. Just breaks my heart every single time, and it's just one that I just find myself wanting to watch all the time. Like, I just feel like I could just watch it any day, any time, and I just love it more and more every single time. So Straight Time, absolutely love this film as well. It had to be in my top 10. Another one actually from my youth, this one I talked about also in the video of the kind of films that made me fall in love with film. I just think there's some films that when you kind of watch them at a certain age, I just feel like they never leave you, and they never leave your psyche, and they kind of stay with you and just have such an impact on your life, you know, kind of no matter how old you get. And this is definitely one of those films for me. So it has to be on the list. American Beauty. What can I say? Again, this film just kind of found me at the right time in my life. It just came out at the perfect time. Just an amazing story, just such an entertaining story. The music from Thomas Newman, it's probably one of my favorite scores of all time as well. It just absolutely carries the film. Again, the performances are all absolutely sensational, and I just think the imagery, everything about this film is just so special to me. And regardless of how many kind of people complain about this film now and kind of say it hasn't aged well, I just really don't care. Like, to me, this is just a staple for me, and it's one that I will just watch forevermore. So yeah, American Beauty had to be on the list. The next one, I don't know, I know I've spoken about this on maybe some live streams, but I don't know if I've ever actually talked about this film on my channel. This film just genuinely just absolutely blows me away. And again, it's another film that has kind of crept up kind of over the years and just become an all-time favorite for me. This film, it's one of these films that even when I kind of think about it or think of the music or hear the music, it just makes the hair on my arms stand up. It just gives me goosebumps, and it just really yeah, it just really gets to me, and it just resonates with me so much. So this film has to be on my top 10. And it is The Incredible Days of Heaven from Terrence Malick. Yeah, it's kind of hard to sum up why I love this film so much. I think it's really just the feeling that it kind of gives me, and it's kind of just like an emotional connection that I have to this film. And it's kind of just inexplicable why it makes me feel this way, but it just, every time I watch this film, it just makes me feel like completely in awe. But there's also this kind of sense of like melancholy around it as well that I just can't put into words. I just think the cinematography for this film and the music, the score from Ennio Morricone, I just think they just kind of transport me, and just, yeah, they just kind of take me somewhere else, and just make me kind of feel all the feels. I don't really know how else to kind of explain it, but this is definitely just a kind of sensory kind of feast. And even the story, Another very, very simple story. There's nothing complicated here. It's just a simple love story. It's basically a love triangle, and it's told just absolutely beautifully in the most incredible setting you could ever imagine, and just the most beautiful cinematography that I've ever seen. I definitely want to upgrade this. I know it's out on Criterion in the US. I would love to get my hands on a Blu-ray copy of this, because I know obviously having it on DVD is not the optimum kind of viewing experience, and I just know it'll look incredible on Blu-ray. So yeah, definitely one that I have on my list to kind of upgrade to at some point. But yeah, if you haven't seen Days of Heaven, it's probably, for me, it wasn't one that kind of totally clicked with me straight away. It was definitely one that kind of grew on me, and I was kind of curious to kind of keep going back to it. And the more I went back to it, it was just, I don't know, I think just the full effect of it just kind of took hold, and yeah, it kind of hasn't left me since. It's just an absolutely incredible viewing experience, and just an incredible film. I absolutely love this film. I love Terrence Malick. So yeah, this film just absolutely had to be in my top 10s. And then last but not least, the final film that I would consider to be in my top 10 of all time is another horror film. Actually, there's a couple of good few horror films on my top 10. I don't know why, but I just think when a horror is great, it's incredible, and this is definitely one of these for me. It's another one I can watch anytime, anywhere. It just completely blows me away every single time I watch it, and it is the incredible The Wicker Man. What can I even say about this film? Just, I mean, I think the first time that I ever saw this was just genuinely one of the most like kind of horrifying kind of first viewing experiences. I just think because for some reason I managed to like avoid every kind of spoiler of this film. I managed to avoid the plot entirely, and I watched this probably for the first time maybe about 6 years ago, and yeah, just didn't, I don't know how I managed to not hear what this film was about, but when I kind of watched it, I just had no idea what was going on. And then to get to the climax that we get to at the end, I just think nothing has ever kind of shocked me, I don't think, as much in a film. What an experience it was to see it for the first time, and I'd kind of love to go back to that, but I still feel like it just still has the same kind of shock value as it did on the first viewing. It's such a weird film. It's just totally kind of unconventional, I think, in its kind of setup, and I think the fact that it's a horror film, but it's completely set like during the day. For the most part, it's set during the day, so you don't have that kind of same sense of you know, it's not kind of like a supernatural kind of thing, you know, at night, or, you know, kind of shadowy figures or anything like that. It's all very just this kind of underlying kind of sense of dread throughout the whole film. It's like something is not right. It's this kind of uncanny kind of feeling, just something is not right throughout this whole film. And yeah, I just absolutely love that kind of folk horror kind of style. It's just, I just absolutely love the kind of aesthetic of it. But yeah, even like the music in this is just so weird. Like when I watched it for the first time, it was just such an unusual thing to kind of hear this kind of weird music in like a horror film. I was like, what is this? But like the more I kind of heard it and the more I watch it, I just think it's incredible, and it works so well. Yeah, I just genuinely love everything about this film, and I could just rewatch it over and over and over again, and it just never fails to just absolutely like amaze me, and just how incredible it is. Yeah, it's just an absolutely incredible film. I don't really know what else to say about it, but it's another one that just kind of resonates with me so much, and yeah, when I watch it, I'm just completely in awe. So it's just another one absolutely has to be on my top 10 list of all time. So yeah, The Wicker Man just has to be there. So yeah, that is my my top 10 films, or what I consider to be currently my top 10 favorite films of all time. It's definitely not like an easy kind of list to make. There's some that are like 100%, you know, kind of have been there for a long time, and then there's others I kind of had to you know, kind of pick and choose between some other films. So it's definitely like a hard thing to do. to make a top 10. But if anyone else does want to make a top 10, definitely I would love to watch your videos and kind of love to see what films you would consider to be your top 10, because it's definitely a very personal thing. You know, our top 10 are just films that kind of resonate with us on a kind of personal level, and again, not always doesn't always have to be like the greatest films of all time. But yeah, I would love to see everyone else's list if they want to do a list. But yeah, definitely I had fun doing this video, and I credit to my husband as well for doing a good job at kind of picking out what he thinks were my top 10. So he does pay attention sometimes, which is good to know. So but yeah, if you are still watching this video, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. And please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of any of these titles. Please be kind, as they are my top 10. But yeah, no, please do leave an honest comment of just let me know whatever you kind of think about any of these films. And if you're brave enough to do a list or to leave your top 10, please do. I would love to read it. So yeah, as I said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.